Hello, everyone, and welcome to the British Pilot Podcast. I'm Aaron Henriquez, and today I really just wanted to go over something that I've been going through my mind, and I know there's other people out there who are doing, thinking about similar things, and I just thought I would bring it up, sort of share my thoughts, and also see if there's any of you out there, because I've got some questions where I don't know the answers, and at all, and I don't know anyone who does know the answers, and it'd be really helpful if perhaps you yourself could let me know if you do know the answer or know someone in a similar situation who'd be able to sort of help me out there. But before I start, I just wanted to say congratulations to 96% average Amy, flying with Amy on Instagram. She's the one who recently lots of people inboxed me about, bizarrely, I don't know why, but they put up a picture and a video. Amy came flying with me, went up to Clacton, and back, and then I got flooded with messages about it. But in any case, she's just done her ATPLs, or the first set of ATPLs, and has absolutely smashed it. So well done to Amy, and good luck to everyone else taking their exams now. So I haven't actually told you the thing that I was thinking about, have I? So the thing that I was thinking about was in relation to the ATPLs. And because as some of you know, if you've listened to this before, if you know me, you've spoken to me, you already know that I was on a full-time ATPL course at Stapleford in London. And, throughout COVID, obviously we switched to webinar sort of based, and it's definitely not my strong point, learning through webinars and stuff like that. But ultimately what happened is I left that course, and I have done, nearly half the exams and done the studying for another 6 exams. I think it was six. Yeah, I think it was six more or five more, which should have left free at the end that I haven't studied for yet. So I left in July, and I was giving it a bit of a gap because the ATPL is intense, particularly if you're doing it full time. Monday to Friday, 9 to 5. Then you're doing it on your weekends. Gave a bit of a gap. Worked on regrowing some of my businesses. Well, one of my businesses that took a massive hit during COVID. I'm pleased to say we've actually got it back up now. We lost like 90% of customers literally overnight, and it's taken a while to get it back, but it's back, and that makes me a bit happier, makes me sleep a bit easier at night. So I've been thinking about getting back into the ATPLs with Bristol Ground School, and I did contact them prior to leaving Stapleford. Bristol sort of advised that basically what they would do is they would look at my training record, then they would make a bespoke course for me on so that I can finish off the rest of the exams, which is what they have done. I spoke to their CTKI, who was very helpful, and he sort of taught me through really the steps that I need to be taking to be able to finish off with them, and told me about how it would all work. So I'm fine with that, but I wanted to see, I know how difficult it was full time with instructors all the time, and I do know some people who've used BGS before, but I'm just wondering if anyone has done that transition. Have you done that transition, or do you know anyone yourself who's made that transition from full time, in classroom course to a distance learning course where it's on something like BGS? I mean, I know there's others out there. Is that something that's going to be challenging to do? Because I hate it. I hate reading, full stop. I hate studying and I hate reading. Like I'd rather watch paint dry on the wall than read about, I don't know, anything. I don't care what it is. I just hate reading, and it's a real struggle. It's something I'm really slow at reading. That's why I love audiobooks, because audiobooks and podcasts and stuff like that, they're fantastic. I can just listen and I get it. But when I've got to read it, I'm just like, oh, it's just loads of words. So I'm just wondering if anyone else has experienced that, and if you've experienced it and could possibly, sort of give me the heads up. And for those of you, I've actually spoken to a couple of people recently, actually, who were looking at they were on a full-time course, which has now gone to distance because of COVID, and that they're looking, well, for a more structured distance learning course, such as BGS. Because obviously BGS, that's what they specialize in. That's what they've done for years. Is that whole distance learning. They're completely set up for it. Whereas other schools like Stapleford, for example, where I was at, they specialize in teaching face to face, in person, with props and all sorts of stuff that they can show you with. That's where they're strong, not so strong on the other side of things. So I obviously have made that transition, and I'm at the point now, probably tomorrow, where I'm going to be ending up paying for the course with BGS, which is around £2,000 still, despite the fact that I have done the vast majority of the studying for the course. It's still around £2,000 that I'll be paying them for the course. And their full course at the time of this recording anyway is only 2,500. So you sort of see that, there isn't, if you're looking at sort of getting out and, sort of getting a discount that looks relative to what the work you've actually done, the studying you've done, the exams you've already taken, I probably wouldn't expect that if you're going to BGS, because it doesn't seem to be that that's what they want to do. And in many respects, I guess, why should they? Because they know that you can't actually go back on another full-time course. Did you know that? You probably didn't. Not that I would anyway. I haven't got time to do that. I'd have to fit it around my own time. But then there's other things that I've been hearing about. And it's not just around the cost. It's not just about the time, but also how worthwhile these ATPLs are going to be post-Brexit. That's what I'm not sure about. And I've been hearing so many rumors, right, about doing the ATPLs. I started the CAA ATPLs. There's obviously the Astro Control, which is what BGS recommends you do, but that's not what I started with, and I have no intention whatsoever of redoing the exams I've already done. There's no hope in hell. I'd rather just not do that. I'll go and work in, I don't know, Tesco or something instead. But there's EASA exams versus not. Have you heard that? Have you heard whether the exams for people taking their ATPLs already, are they going to be EASA or are they not? Are they going to just be CAA? I don't know. Obviously when I started, everything was still under EASA. Obviously, the body is the CAA, but it was still under EASA. I don't know if at the end of that, if I get an EASA ATPL or not. I don't know the benefits of having one versus not. So this is something that I've been struggling to find any real information from. I'm just hearing rumors, even from instructors and stuff like that. I'm just hearing different rumors, different instructors, different heads of training from different schools are saying completely different things. So I don't know if there's any definitive answer, or if people are literally just making their, sort of guessing, their best guess based on how they know that people work so far and the different organizations, how they work. I don't know. But, I've also heard that people have to resit everything. Now, I don't want to start spreading fear factors here, and I don't think that's probably going to be correct. I feel like it's unlikely, extremely unlikely, that just because we leave the EU, that suddenly the exams you've done are suddenly not going to be valid and you have to resit them. I think that's going to load of nonsense. And for the people spreading those, I don't know where they've got it from, but it'd be good if you could give a source where you've got it from before you start spreading them. And then I've also heard that the exams, that they will be the CAA only and they won't be recognized anywhere, which I've heard people saying that you'd have to take a few extra exams to convert to a different authority, or some people saying you'd have to resit everything. Some people saying that, it's only the British Airlines you could work for. I don't know. I literally have no idea. And I'm wondering if have you heard anything? Have you heard anything from a reliable source, like someone from the CAA or EASA itself, or got a link or anything like that? Because I've not been able to find one. And if any of you are aware and have ever looked at the CAA website, you'll know that it's near impossible to navigate on there. It's the worst website ever. I don't know what's wrong with agencies like the CAA. They have such big budgets, and they can pick from all the best developers around the world. But no, they go with some crappy company that charges a fortune to deliver them crap, and then that's what they get, a crappy website that you can't search through. So anyway, enough about the CAA, enough about that. That was really just a really quick thing that I wanted to know, wanted to sort of share with you where I'm at, and what I'm thinking, and see if that might be something that you've also been facing yourself, or if you know anyone who has been. So if you think, you know, if you think that you may have something that could be useful for me, for anyone else, please let me know. You can get me on Instagram. It's Aaron Henry. That's AARONHENRAY on Instagram. Just send me a message. I get them every now and then from people from the podcast, and introduce yourself. Let me know what you're doing, and what you've been up to, and sort of where you're at with your training. And yeah, it's actually, do you know what? Let me just continue. There was one more thing I was literally just talking to someone about, was about the do I even want to do it? That's the thing, Do I, with the current market, that's something to consider. Is it worthwhile doing the ATPLs still? I don't know. There's a lot I don't know. I keep saying I don't know today. So, my normal surety about things is sort of diminished, and I'm like, actually, there's no real facts out there. So, yeah. Um, on another note for the future, I've seen that lots of people are back flying now that obviously lockdown's over, and it's something that I'm going back up next week. I've messaged one of the guys from my ATPL class. He put a message in a group the other day, and sort of been talking, and yeah, we're going to go up on Wednesday. If the weather's okay, we're going to go up, just do a little bit of flying, bit of circuit work and stuff, bit of handling, because we haven't done that for a while. Yeah, and have a little catch up and a coffee and whatever, which will be quite nice to do. And I haven't seen them for a while. I haven't seen them since July, so it'd be good to sort of have a little catch up. And yeah, but there's plenty of people I see that are out flying. People doing their night ratings. If you haven't heard, I think I did an episode about night rating. In my head, I feel like I did an episode about night rating anyway. Go and find it, because it's really, I think it's important for you um, to consider right now, if you're thinking of doing it, because you haven't got much time. The schools that do it usually book up very, very quickly for their night rating, and they only get a very short window for lots of the airfields where they can do it. So consider that. Look for the episode on the night rating. I'm sure it's there. If it isn't there, someone message me and I will do one, because it's something to consider. Um, yeah. And yeah, for anyone else who's doing their ATPLs right now, or any form of training, good luck. It's been tough times. It's been tough mentally for lots of people. And, I know it has. For a few months, there was no point. I wouldn't have been studying with BGS anyway. It would have been completely pointless. I'm a lot more comfortable now that, business is back, because obviously that's what I rely on. I don't have a normal job. I left the Met 3 years ago now. And so I rely on my businesses to be able to, fund me. And it was at a point where I was constantly pumping money in to keep it afloat, and to keep the, 35 or so staff that I have working across that business in work, you know. So that was a bit of a headache, but we've got there now, and it's looking like it's going to be positive for next year. A good start. 2020 was a bit crap for a lot of people. 2021 should be a hell of a lot better. So I'm going to go. Have a good day, whatever it is you're doing, and we'll catch up soon.